What's up guys, Professor Demetrius here with Zoe once again, and today we're going to be showing you guys 3 attacks that I really like from the mount. I guess this could even be considered like a triple attack, so it's something you could do like 1, 2, and then 3, or you can do them individually, whatever you like. But the reason I want to show this is one of our students actually asked for it, and we're more than happy to accommodate requests. If you guys have any requests as to what you want to see, let me know. But what the student asked me was, can you show some stuff from the mount position? And the reason I think was because this person feels more comfortable in side control than they do in mount. And I think that that's the reason why that happens for a lot of people, is from the mount you feel like if you lose it you end up on the bottom, on your back, right? And from side control you lose it, you're still on top at least. So a lot of people prefer that, especially beginners. But once you learn how to dominate somebody from the mount, it is the worst feeling. It makes the person feel like they're drowning, okay? And that's what I really want you guys to work on and develop. The mount is amazing, and it's really my ultimate goal every time I train. But anyways, let me digress and get to the technique. So let's start off with Zoe lying down here. So there are a lot of different kinds of mounts, but if I just mount and I have my hands on the ground like this, there's so many escapes, right? I mean, you can start turning and escaping, and you can trap an arm and bridge, and there's just a million things he can do. I want to start limiting some of those things that he can do right off the bat. So I don't waste too much time before I put my feet either together like they're praying, or I can even cross my feet, whatever you guys prefer down here. But do get some kind of control over his hips. And then from there, I like to right away see if I can scoop my arm under Zoe's neck, okay? And the goal is to kind of bring it across and really drive my shoulder into his face. And by doing this, what has happened already is I've limited so many of his options, right? Like if he had a plan to reach towards the right and side escape his right leg, go ahead, Zoe. It's very difficult to side escape because he can't even look that way, okay? Now, one mistake I don't want to make, though, is I don't want to lean my head above his head too much. If I do that, and he kind of goes with a heavy head pin and traps my shoulder, then sometimes from here he can do a little bit of a bridge and take me over and end up on top, right? So right when I get this control, I want to shift my head over a little bit this way. And let me show you guys. This is one of my favorite things that I like to do. I love to grab people's wrist and pin their wrist way out here like this, okay? I feel like this is the #1 wrist control in all of jiu-jitsu, from the mount, just like this. I can control wrist from my guard and stuff like that, but people can break those grips easily. This is the most dominant wrist control that I can think of. So from here, this is where I start to begin, but how do I get here, right? We gotta talk about what really happens, because nobody's gonna keep their arm here for defense and let me simply peel it, okay? There are some things I can do where I can bring my knee up, kind of drive it through my elbow and pin it, but really there's other ways, right? The first thing I like to begin with is setting up a head and arm choke, and that's the beginning of this sequence that we're gonna work on. There's, like I said, 3 moves. So when I go here, I'm gonna open my knee a little bit, almost as an invite, right? I want him to think that he can maybe push that leg, because that's the only side he can look at, and maybe push it into the half guard. So if he gets here and he starts to slide, boom, that would be great for Zoe, right? So I want him to believe that he can do that. Now it's easier said than done, because I'm already pushing my knee down and giving him the angle, but as soon as he goes like this, hand's gonna shoot right underneath his armpit. Now I start to walk, 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 and I get my hand where it's close to his head. From here, the first attack is I, boom, glue his hand to his head and bring my head behind. And now I make some adjustments, lock this up, pin his hips with both knees, swivel, melt, and finish. So this is one of my favorite mount attacks, and it's really the beginning of the other 2, okay? The other 2 are the Americana and a pretty cool triangle. Let's talk about the Americana. So once I'm here like this, I give him that invite, right? Like he can only turn this way. And if I try to ever go under, guys, and I can't get under, I just grab his shoulder and I pick it up a little, just enough to slide my fingertips. Now I start to come up, come up, come up, come up. And keep in mind, action's gonna be me trying to bring his arm up. His reaction's gonna be him trying to bring his arm down. He doesn't want this arm to get glued to his head. So once I get up to about here, my hand is simply gonna reach up, and just my thumb, really lightly, is gonna go right on top of his wrist. Why is that? Because as he starts to come back, I'm gonna let him defeat me on the bottom. Watch this again very slowly. Look at how his elbow is on top of my bicep, okay? And now look, I'm gonna let him win that. So as he fights for it back and starts shooting, that's fine, but I win the top battle. I grab his wrist, okay? Now I have what we call tango control, Okay, if Zoe had a rose in his mouth and he was looking this way, we would be doing the tango, right? But the idea here is it's an amazing pin. Now for the Americana, it's very simple. I'm gonna stay here and continue to pressure, and it's very hard for him to upa this way because I have base. Go. Yeah, he can't upa the other way because his arm is stuck, okay? He can't side escape either side. He can't even look at his right, and he definitely can't push my knee on his left. So what he has to start doing is bringing this arm back in. And so I resist, allow. One more time, slowly. I'm gonna resist him for a while, and when I can, I allow. So it's like spring loaded, and now I grab here. Now, if I really want the head and arm choke, I can also continue to lift this up and go right back to it. Okay, no problems at all there. But since I'm looking for Americana next, I'm gonna make this switch to the Americana figure 4 type grip. And now I let my elbow pass to the other side. I look south to protect my eyes. I don't want him to reach over and hit me in my face or my eyes. Look this way, shoot the hook. What do I mean shoot the hook? Turn this way. So from here, this foot back here, I'm gonna scoop it and point my toes towards the ceiling, right? So I have my back hook in, my other knee is up high, and I have a nice Americana ready for the submission. Okay, so this is the second attack. Let's turn this way. Second attack on the sequence. Now, the third attack, a little more fancy if you want to make it that way, but you could also just climb up and shoot direct for the triangle from here. Let's talk about both. So I scoop, here, boom. I give him some shoulder pressure. He takes the bait. Okay, I shoot the hand underneath. Now, remember, the head and arm choke sets it all up. So as I start to walk, I let this the thumb ride the top. Now I let him, I take my elbow off the ground, I let him start to win, boom. No matter how tight he comes back, it always exposes this opportunity for me. Now the goal is to start to creep up, and I'm gonna do that with my left knee. So I start to kind of pressure here, creep up, lift, creep up here. Now I'm resting all of my weight on my knee, but I'm also leaning this way. If I go back like this, Zoe can take his right arm and sneak it under my armpit and maybe go save the left one or whatever. So make sure you guys lean and pinch. This is an important pinch here. Okay, now if I want to set up my triangle, I'm going to raise his head up and I'm going to bring my leg through and lock it directly over. Okay, once I get it over his head, I pull this up, cinch it. I can swing back like this, make a lock, and finish the technique right from there. Very, very powerful triangle choke. Also from here, if you guys have short legs or it's hard for you to adjust, keep in mind that as soon as we're here and we swim back, we can grab our shin, take out the post, and rotate, and you guys can lock it up from more of a guard situation, okay? So that's the other way to do it. But there is one more way to do it, right? So let's do maybe one more variation there and kind of show you guys how that works. So from here, mount, neck hug, a little bit of pressure, he takes the bait. As soon as he takes it, I shoot my hand in. I like to set this up to begin with. I know he's gonna push, so my hand goes under, lifts and shoots, start coming up. As soon as we get here, I make him think it's a head and arm. He comes back, boom. Now I start creeping up, lifting, creeping up. Now, from here, sometimes you have the ability to triangle the opposite way. So rather than me stepping over and falling that way, I can also fall back. Here's how that works. I don't take my foot through yet. Okay, I kind of invert my leg and I slide down. Now I take my foot out from here, and here's the crazy thing. He tries to bring that arm in, it's so difficult, guys. He can bring it out because there's an opening here, no problem, but he can't bring it towards me, okay? Very hard for that to happen. Now, I wedge my foot through here like this, and now I lock. Now I don't need this anymore, it's already out. I make a change here. 1, go under here, 2, and now I let him rotate on top, and I simply lock the full triangle. You okay, Zoe? Yep. Okay, let's do that one more time. Maybe we can turn it this way a little. Feet towards the front. One more time. Here. Okay? So from here, guys, you're going to see kind of how my legs work. Okay? So I get the wrap here. Boom, he pushes. Shoot, come up. Ride the top. He starts to come back. Pin. Right? High up here. Rotate. Sit. Come through. Now look, my foot shoots in. Once it comes in, I grab his head and I go under. Of course, from here, I can also armbar, right? Some people think they're being sneaky. They pull their arm out of there. I can just grab this and catch an arm bar too. But I want the triangle, so I go behind, grab my shin, start to come up. As soon as he rotates, grab this, bite it down across the shoulder line, cover the shoulder, and finish, okay? So, a lot of chokes there for Zoe, sorry Zoe, but I hope you guys enjoyed his torture. And if you guys have any requests for techniques, please let us know. I'm more than happy to come in and create those videos for you. Everybody stay safe, and hope to see you guys all soon on the next video.